What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to introduce you to a vehicle that has been in my life for a very long time. Something that has been in my family for a long time. It was my dad's, and I'll tell you the story behind it after I introduce you to the vehicle. But it is going to end up being a project vehicle of my own, as well as the Dodge Challenger that I have. The 2015 Dodge Challenger that you guys have mainly seen on this channel has been the project thus far. I'm running out of ideas that don't involve tearing the engine apart or out of the Challenger. So I have this vehicle. I haven't paid anything for it. I inherited it as a daily driver. It is my daily driver, and I've had it for a couple years now. And the only reason I've not introduced it on the channel is because I never really had any plans for it. Back in my mind, this has been here, and I'm finally going to pull the trigger and start doing some upgrades, and I think it's going to be a super awesome project. But without further ado, I want to introduce you to my 1991 Chevrolet S10, the square body extended cab. As you can see, this truck, with the minor mud spots that are on it, this thing is a clean unit. Now, a quick backstory of this truck. My dad acquired it. I don't think he's the first owner, but I know he has the window sticker, the original window sticker that came with this truck. I'm not sure exactly of the year that he acquired this S10, but I know it was right around the year that it was made. I believe he's the second owner. Like I said, he bought this truck and he drove it for years. Then after my brother and I came around, it sat and sat and sat. The thing rusted to hell, completely destroyed, sitting and not being used. My brother, who is 3 years older than I am, after he turned 16, this truck being a complete rust bucket, my brother and my dad decided they were going to fix it up, and it was going to be my brother's truck till, he was able to get out of school, get a job, and afford his own. So they went through and completely restored this truck. I don't have any pictures, and there is a photo album maybe I can get a hold of. This truck was rusted completely, as a truck would do, sitting for so long. This truck, they completely restored it, got a brand new bed for it. From pretty much the tail end all the way to the front was restored on this truck for over a period of about a year. To make a long story short, my brother drove it for quite a few years till then I turned 16 and inherited the truck. This then began when I turned 16, became my daily driver. I drove this thing to school. I drove it to work when I got my job after turning 16, and it was a fantastic truck. As first vehicles go, you get tired of it and you eventually buy something new. So after I turned 18 or was getting ready to go graduate high school, I ended up buying another truck. So then again, this thing sat for years. Now, it sat for a good 3 or 4 years while I drove that, and then I ended up wrecking my first truck, which is then when I bought my Dodge Challenger. A lot of you that do know what I drive. For those of you that don't, I have a 2015 Dodge Challenger RT that I bought and have been making all these videos on. So you can check all the videos on my channel or based around my 2015 Dodge Challenger RT, modding, upgrading, whatever you want to call it. But this vehicle then came back into play when I decided I didn't want to daily drive my Dodge Challenger anymore. I wanted to be able to park it during the winter and not put as many miles on it as I had been the past 2 years of ownership, 3 years of ownership now of the Dodge Challenger. So now this 1991 Chevrolet S10 is my daily driver, and I wanted to introduce it to the channel, introduce it so I can start making videos on it, more content for you guys, and pretty much take you on the journey of me upgrading this 91 S10. So now I'm going to take you over the vehicle, pretty much showcase it and what's done with it and what I plan on doing next. So as you guys can see, this exterior is pretty much immaculate. Besides the bumper, which was never replaced. This bumper has not been replaced. This, if I'm correct, this is the factory bumper on it, which as you can see is rusted to hell. This thing has almost zero signs of rust, besides your little wear and tear. This box was brand new when it was restored. It's got your little bit of wear and tear rust going along, like surface rust, nothing bad. It does have trim on it, but the trim was starting to come off. So we took it off and we will be re-adding that, but again, no rust underneath. front end of this. It is missing the Chevy emblem, the bow tie, but we have upgraded headlight housings, which are an Amazon special for $100. They work absolutely amazing. Those are a hardware store special, 12 bucks, that I got when I worked at a hardware store when I was 16, 17. Factory rims on it, needs new tires. But other than that, the exterior of this thing is 100% immaculate. It does have an exhaust system on it. It has a Flowmaster 40 series. As you can see, the thing is black. This thing burns oil like you wouldn't believe. And it needs new valve seals in it. As far as engine work goes, as you can see on the tailpipe, it is covered in black. This thing burns oil like you wouldn't believe, and it sucks, it really does. And I would love to engine swap it sometime. V8s go great in these things. V8s are like, you know, a dime a dozen when it comes to these S10s and engine swapping them. And I'm a part of a bunch of Facebook groups that have done loads of engine swaps, and I'd love to one day be able to put a V8 in this, a 350, you know, whatever. LS swap it, I'm not sure yet, but that's later down the road. This thing needs a new set of valve seals. It leaks oil. It doesn't leak oil, it burns oil like you wouldn't believe. But the Flowmaster 40 series on this, it sounds very tinny because when my brother drove it, he actually punched the cats out of it. So it actually sounds kind of horrible, but it is what it is. Well, I do have a dual exhaust system sitting at my house that would probably go pretty good on this, but I don't know how it would sound without the cats being in it, and I don't know if my local exhaust shop will be able to re-add the cats. I'm not exactly sure of the process, but the exterior of this vehicle is absolutely in immaculate condition, and you cannot ask for a better vehicle to be a project truck. It does, like I said, need a new bumper, and I'll show you this other side here. Besides the mud that's on it, because obviously, like I said, I daily drive it, you can even see like underneath here, great condition. Frame is in great condition. For all the years that it sat, the frame never rusted or anything like that. And besides, you know, occasionally like a little thing like here, like the seals are going bad on the windows, which kind of suck. And this truck is in damn near perfect condition. Like even under the bed liner and everything. This thing is fantastic. Quick overview of the interior. The blue is my favorite. I know that a lot of them out there with this year had red. I'm 100% a fan of the blue. The interior in this thing is even in fantastic shape, even like under the carpet and everything. This thing is well taken care of. As you've seen, a lot of you, how I take care of my Dodge Challenger, I've learned a lot of that. All of my cleaning skills have come from my dad, and he taught me, you know, everything I know about cleaning. So this was his truck, and he's always taken care of it very well. The dash, I mean, it's a little dusty, but, you know, a little bit of cracking here. And there's, I think, another crack over here, as you can see. But other than that, the dash is in good shape. The gauges in this don't work. Sometimes, the most important ones that work, you know, your mile per hour and your gas gauge. The gas gauge isn't very accurate, and sometimes the mile per hour gauge doesn't work the best. Sometimes you could be sitting still and it's pegged at 80. The temperature gauge, the voltage, and the oil pressure gauge do not work. Other than that, in this interior, we replaced the radio, the head unit. Common in this thing. And any sort of project, you know, he needed some upgraded on some tunes. We upgraded the front speakers because inevitably they got blown from old age. The back speakers I would like to upgrade. And obviously this is an extended cab, so you have the seats back here. Pull one of these down. See, everything is just in perfect, fantastic condition. What more could you ask for a project vehicle? The other door, I mean, besides it, some little bit of dust and stuff like that, as you can see on the doors. This thing is in damn near perfect condition. I had looked forever, even though it is an extended cab, which is sort of a off-put for me. Oh, look at the butterfly. I would love it to be not an extended cab, just a two-door, but this thing is a V6, 4.3 liter V6. It's four-wheel drive. This thing cannot be stopped in the snow. This thing plows through the snow in four-wheel drive. It works amazing. Four-wheel drive works great. This truck runs, besides, you know, it burning as much oil as it does, it runs great, it looks great, and I couldn't be more happy with a project car, especially for not having to pay for it, which is I'm very thankful for, and I couldn't be happier with the vehicle. I I just wanted to introduce this vehicle to you guys. It means a lot to me to be able to now provide videos for you guys and put this on the channel, and to be able to showcase this beautiful truck. I will be getting I want to get a new set of rims. I want to get some new tires, maybe a bit grippier, meatier tire, because this is pretty much the biggest size tire that you can fit on this truck within the wheel well. It does rub a little bit when you turn the truck, when you turn fully left or right, it does rub, and I know a next size tire would just not work out very well. Besides the common things that are wrong with S10s that everybody knows, this thing is in almost perfect condition, and I couldn't be happier with it. I just bought some tint for this, and it is tinted a little bit, but I actually went through and I bought tint that we're going to be putting on this truck. I actually bought it off of Amazon. Amazon, if you didn't know, has tint that you can buy pre-cut. It might not be the best thing, but I apologize for the wind. I went through and bought some 5% tint to slap on this beast, and we're going to be installing that next. Hopefully down the road I'll be buying some meatier tires and maybe a new set of rims for this thing, make it pop a little bit more, give it some offset. But I'm excited to now be working on this truck. Don't worry, the Dodge Challenger content has not gone anywhere. There's drag racing that I'm doing coming up, and anytime I can find something to buy for that, I will be uploading it for you guys. So don't worry, I just wanted to sort of diverse and upload some new content for the channel and for you guys to enjoy. So all of you who are now searching and found my channel because of the 91 S10 project truck, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing, and stay tuned for the fantastic content that is coming up on this beautiful truck. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and like I said, stay tuned for the content on this beautiful thing. And as always, I'll catch you in the next video. You guys have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you later. Woohoo! Cannot ask for a cleaner project truck.